Hello and welcome to The Mill. I am your host, Dusty Crane, and this week I thought I would talk just a minute about the July 13th, 2022 Facebook live stream, because there was a little bit in there some that we've heard, some that was new to me at least. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and let Jamie. I'll probably just go ahead and let him talk the entire way. Or through all of the news that I grabbed. And I did go ahead and indicate what they are there so you can easily scan and identify which game we're talking about. But hang around till the end because we're going to talk about that Rolling Realms playthrough that I talked about a little while ago and, what games you would like to see or what realms you would like to see covered. So let's go ahead and get into the live stream.
Rick says, is a neoprene playmat in the works for viticulture? No, we're not making a neoprene playmat for viticulture. Neoprene playmats, in my opinion, are great when you have to pick up cards off the table quite a bit. But this is a great segue, Rick, into a neoprene playmat that we have made, and I just received the sample for Red Rising. This is a Red Rising neoprene playmat. It is essentially an exact copy of the board in neoprene, and it's actually not technically neoprene. It's a little bit more eco-friendly. This is a rubber playmat. It has a grip side on the back. You can see it has stitched edges, so it'll hold up for a long time, and it looks and feels great. So yeah, this is the neoprene playmat for Red Rising. We are also working on one for Tapestry that I don't have yet, but I should be able to show it to you on next week's live cast. That's when I should have the sample for that. So yeah, Red Rising playmat. I don't know when this will be on our web store at this point, but it'll be in the coming months, probably 1 to 2 months away. Arn says, I saw a picture of the Rolling Realms promo packs in your blog post, and I'm very excited. You got a timeline for the release yet? So this today's Instagram post, I posted a big stack of many of the promos that we've been working on for Rolling Realms. And the plan for them is to mostly release them every month or so over the next year or so. So it won't be all at once, definitely not all at once. And every now and then I might release one. I might release a couple at the same time. I might release like 3 at the same time. I think 3 is a good number for Rolling Realms because that way you can play a full round with new promos if you want, and you can consolidate shipping if you want. And sometimes I might release them kind of not out of order, but kind of unexpectedly. Like if I don't know, if something makes sense for me to say, okay, this is what people are talking about right now, because many of these are based on games from other publishers. So if another publisher has a Kickstarter for an expansion for a certain game that we have among our Pro realms around that same time, while people are talking about that game, I might out of nowhere release a realm there as well. So there isn't a set plan, basically. It's just it'll be very flexible, very fluid. Based on what makes sense at the time. Yeah. Andrew says, why is it called Red Rising, but in Rolling Realms, it's called The Society? So we went through quite a it wasn't legal trouble, but it was a long legal process to get the tabletop rights to Red Rising. And when we decided to make a realm for Red Rising, as it is one of our games, I was worried about how long it would take for the lawyers to understand that we were not making a new Red Rising game. It was just kind of a paying homage to Red Rising to get their permission to do it. And so rather than deal with lawyers who really significantly slowed down the process for us getting the rights to Red Rising, it was really annoying. Respect to all the lawyers out there who respond quickly, but it took forever for them to figure out that the rights were available and that we could have them. I didn't want to go through that again. So I just figured it would be simpler to call it The Society instead of dealing with that. But it is very much a Red Rising inspired realm. Timotep says, any tips to make Viticulture World less challenging? We just can't get a win. Yes, we have actually added an official variant on our website where you can play a game of Viticulture World if you want. Actually, there are 2 ways. One of the ways is to play with the 7th, in the promo pack, there is the 7th year. The 7th year card. So for any game of Viticulture World, you can add a 7th year using that card. That's one of the ways. The other way is to have each player's goal be 20 victory points, like in the original Viticulture, instead of 25. That is the official variant. JB says, I understand that you don't want to reveal anything about Tapestry's 3rd expansion yet. Yeah, the only information that's out there right now is that the Tapestry 3rd expansion is on our progress chart right now. Jerry says he's curious about the design direction of this expansion, and I appreciate your curiosity, JB. He asked, when will I start revealing anything about it? And that I don't know. It'll be sometime in 2023. But part of it is that we're trying to figure out exactly how to time it. So the expansion might be ready at a certain point, but do we release the Civ adjustments as well at the same time? Do we wait on them? It's hard to say. That's kind of the debate in my mind right now. Yeah, so that's the main debate for when exactly release it, and that's why I don't really know when we'll start talking about it, because it might be affected by other Tapestry products like the Civ adjustments. We have the Civ rubber playmat, game board playmat that we're working on. That will definitely be ready before the third expansion, and that comes in a big roller like this, and so that won't be packaged with the expansion. That will just it will sell separately, and that's totally fine. And kind of an insert or box solution too. We have that in the works. We have lots of Tapestry stuff in the works. So trying to decide how much we should overlap here and how much is better for us to just release when these things are ready. So I don't know yet. I don't know. 10th anniversary. Stonemaier Games 10th anniversary is coming up pretty soon now. September is our 10th anniversary month. So we have a lot of fun stuff planned for the 10th anniversary. And I'm already kind of creating certain things on our website, on our web store for the 10th anniversary. That's one of the things that I've been working on this week in preparation of that. So I'm excited about that. Got some NPCs. So NPCs are the first copy of the game off the print run. So they kind of print and assemble the first copy of the game, and then they stop the assembly line to send it to us and make sure that it's looking good. And so I've received 2 really, really great looking NPCs recently for different products that I'm very, very excited to share with you soon. One of which you know about, one of which you don't know about. Paul says, any timeline for the large print version of the Wingspan card deck? Something that we are actively working on, but my graphic designer is busy with some other things right now. So we have not finished putting together those cards yet. We finished the template, but not the cards yet, so I don't have a timeline for when we'll release that.
All right, so some good stuff there, right? Going just from the top, and hopefully I keep it in the same order. If not, well, this is a little bit out of there. The neoprene mat for viticulture. So no, we're not getting that, but we are getting one for Tapestry in Red Rising. And later in the live stream, Jamie actually gave it probably a Q4 release for that Tapestry playmat. And I'm going to say, based on the fact that Jamie said that the final expansion, or not final, but the third expansion, maybe he said third and final, I don't recall. The third expansion for Tapestry, he said the mat was made with that in mind, so no new tracks, and there is area to hold landmarks, but being that Jamie likes to keep secrets, I can't imagine if the playmat is coming out Q4, the expansion is most certainly not based on the progress chart that we've seen, but the neoprene mat could be out in Q4. So I think there's some speculation here, and it is just speculation because I have not proofread this title. It hasn't been sent to proofers yet that I'm aware of. But Tapestry, the new expansion, if everything is already accounted for on this new mat, I'm going to guess there's no new landmark buildings. I think if there were, there'd have to be some place on the mat that accommodated them, just based on some of the design stuff Jamie has talked about the mat having places for those landmarks. So I'm going to guess no landmarks and no new tracks, because if those existed, they would certainly be on the playmat, and I can't imagine that would be spoiled so far in advance, particularly a track, which you could probably figure out without the other, without the expansion, how to start using those. So I'm going to guess that is telling a little bit about that. I guess another thing that was interesting is that the playmats are not actually neoprene. They're actually a form of rubber. And I guess that is better environmentally. Let's see here. Another thing that came up that I thought was interesting was the variant for Viticulture World. I am going to be honest with you. I think that might be one that I have to try. Like, we have the 7th year card, and I would do that since that's kind of already endorsed as the official way to make the game easier, but then again, having the variant posted on the website makes it official too. So whether you want to play Viticulture World to 25 points or 20, another way of saying that you won with help, I suppose. One thing that I thought was very interesting that I had not heard anything about was the low visibility cards coming to Wingspan. Now, these are not going to be, there's not going to be a large print edition of Wingspan, so far as I know. These are most likely to be, if I understood kind of the conversation that had come from this Facebook chat that actually led to the cards being created, was that they'll probably be in the Stonemaier web store for you to purchase. And as far as availability or when that's going to be, the template is created. They already know how they want these things to look, but it's still, they haven't even got through the base game yet. Their graphic designer is busy, probably with all these other products that are coming about, and certainly was probably kept busy with that stack of Rolling Realms, right? So yeah, large print version of the Wingspan cards coming. I'm very interested in those. Even if they knock out the fun facts, which I think was indicated that they probably would have to, I still think that's pretty cool. And now let's get to this. I guess one more thing here. The 10-year anniversary plans, which Jamie said he has some cool stuff planned for September. Jamie he mentions in that talking about the 10-year anniversary, that he recently got a MPC, which is a mass production copy. So if you're unfamiliar, how this typically works is, what Stonemaier will go ahead and put together, this is what this game is, this is what the parts, this is what we need printed, and they'll do a pre-production copy to kind of say, hey, is this what you had in mind? And then after everything's approved and any changes are made that need to be changed, they do a mass production. So that copy that they produce is called pre-production copy. And then there's a mass production copy where they'll go ahead and say, all right, this is all the things that have been done, all the changes that need to be made. It's all been done. We're going to go ahead and we have everything set up to run this through and create this product. And they go ahead and run the mass production copy. And my understanding from this chat is they print one, and they send, or a couple, I don't know, they send some mass production copies or a mass production copy to Stonemaier, and Stonemaier confirms this is in fact what they wanted, and then mass production begins. So Jamie mentioned that he has a mass production copy, or he had two of them. One we know about and one we don't. And this one's going to be a surprise to me too, because looking over the chart for stuff that comes out, I don't see any surprises even in the proofreading folder. Now granted, there was no Wingspan puzzle in that proofreading folder, even though there was some text there. That stuff was already a part of the game, so technically had already been proofread. So I'm curious if that means anything or whether it means nothing at all. Maybe this is something else entirely, but I am excited by the idea of something we know about and something we don't. And then let's go ahead and talk Rolling Realms. We saw that giant stack of Rolling Realms cards, those promos that are coming over the course of the next 2 years or so. And Jamie mentioned that there are some Stonemaier games in that stack, but there are also lots of promos from companies that are not Stonemaier, and lots of speculation is being had in the Stonemaier Games Discord. But more importantly, perhaps than just speculation, is playing a game together. I mentioned that I was going to go ahead and at one point, go ahead and play a game of Rolling Realms, and even though Jamie's been doing it for quite a while, I hadn't really jumped in on any of them, because to be honest, I wasn't exactly sure. Like, even though I knew it played in such a way that you could certainly just play along. I take a little bit longer than Jamie does to make his decisions, and I guess it felt weird to pause it, like I was somehow, like it was some kind of advantage to actually sit there and think about it and let AP run wild if that's what it wanted to do. If you're not with the jargon analysis paralysis, where you think through every possibility of your card. But I went ahead and I jumped on one of those just this last week, and I had a really good time. So like now I'm really gung-ho about doing this Rolling Realms thing with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and film the first one probably sometime this weekend. I don't know when exactly it'll air, but I do want your opinion on the first 3 realms are going to be what they're going to be. But go ahead and drop in the comments, just to be safe, go ahead and drop in the top 5. And let's go ahead and try and keep it to the base game only without any of the existing promos, like Rolling Realms, like Libertalia. Let's try and avoid those, and yeah, I know there's more. Let's try and avoid those. Let's stick with just the base box of this game, and I think we'll probably do a promos unload, because like I said, I had a lot of fun playing along with Jamie, so hopefully you guys enjoy this too. So yeah, let's go ahead and in the comments drop the top 5 that you'd like to see, and I'll kind of tally them all up, and if those weren't, the top 3 weren't included in what I'm going to film this weekend, then we can go ahead and play those realms. But yeah, I'm very curious. I want to play the realms you guys want to play, and lose to you, right? I mean, that's the whole idea, right? It's you want to win, and if you win, then someone has to be the loser, right? And hey, I'll do it if if that's what it's going to take for us to have some fun here together. So that is all I have for you this week. A bit more than I intended, but isn't that how it always goes? You get to talking about stuff you enjoy, and time just gets away from you. So that is all I have for you this week. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for watching.